Hello, friends. Welcome to Conversations with Abdul. I want to talk to you about a recent incident that has really grabbed me by my heart. I came to live in this part of South Surrey about 6 years ago. And a year since I moved here, year after I moved here, I met a really nice guy who was living in one of the 4 apartment towers in my complex. And we met at the common hot tub that we share. And pretty soon we found that we had a lot in common. He was also from East Africa. He could speak Kiswahili, and I could speak that as well. And he was also interested in walking, in keeping himself fit physically. And so we started walking together. And as a rule, we would go to the hot tub and spend about 40 minutes to an hour at the hot tub. And that would take us to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then we would head to our own homes and we would wait for the next day and see if the weather was allowing that we could go for a walk again. And it would just take a text from either one of us. Hey, Sonu, it's not his real name, but I'll use Sonu for his, hey Sonu, care for a walk today? The weather seems to be good. And the next thing he would say, well, I just got up or something. And he had different times going to bed and waking up. Because he used to stay up sometimes in the middle of the night and meditate. He used to meditate a lot. And so we would figure out a way of meeting and going for our walks. And he's a very intelligent guy. And I learned a lot from him. And I have a curious mind, and I would ask him, stuff that he was sharing with me to figure out where his source of the information was. Not that I was doubting him, but generally I just like to think logically. And if I knew the source, it would give me more satisfaction that the information he's sharing with me is, authentic. But as we kept walking, we seemed to run into some issues about communication. If I said something, and I would say something that I knew was factual, because I do a lot of research, I do a lot of studying on anything that I'm interested in, and I'm interested in a whole bunch of things. So a few months into our walk, I found that we were kind of having issues with not agreeing on things. And that's not abnormal because a lot of people don't agree on a whole lot of things. But it's not a cause for concern if they can find a way to move beyond it. But when I asked Sonu for the source of his information, whatever the information was, he would say, Abdul, don't doubt me because I've read 1,000 books and I have, I have vast knowledge about things. But he was not able to give me the source. Or he would say, well, I forgot. I really forgot. But I know it because I have done a lot of reading and you just have to believe me. And in the beginning, I thought, what, if I take this to the next level, I might miss a companion who I find interesting to walk with. And I needed to, keep my health in check because I had just moved to a new area. I had gone through a divorce And I found that he had the energy to keep pace with me, and he was about 8 or 9 years older than me. So if I was 73, he was about 80 or 81 at that time. Now I'm 78 and he's probably about 86. So about a couple years ago, I was out for a walk with him, and then something triggered in his mind because I was being a little inquisitive about what was the source of whatever he was telling me. And I wasn't being like, okay, I don't trust you, you better tell me how you got that information. But he kind of used to get angrier every time he forgot something. It would really, really make him angry to a point that he will start shouting and, lose his temper. So a couple years ago, I told him, I said, Sonu, you know what? I don't like to put a stop to walking with you. I've really enjoyed the couple years I walked with you, but I don't think I can continue because when I go home from those walks and the hot tub, I'm really not able to find peace with myself for having got into an argument with you. And so, we just parted. And then I didn't see him for a couple of years. But a couple months ago, there was a piano recital at a church close to my house. And my granddaughter, I think she's about 12 now, or 13, she has been playing piano for a number of years. And she was taking part in that recital. And I have never missed her piano recitals. They happen around 10 or 11 in the morning. It's usually a Saturday, and it's a 10-minute drive from my place. So I went to my granddaughter's piano recital, and as we entered, I picked up a program to see when my granddaughter would be playing her piece. And then we had about 18 or 19 or 20 participants who played their pieces of music on piano generally. And then it was my granddaughter's turn. And she did really well, as usual. And the next person, or the next kid that played the piano, I saw his name on the program, and I realized his last name was the same last name as Sonu. And Sonu used to always tell me my grandkids are really good at music and they play the guitar and the piano. And so I was sitting in the second row, so I can't see who is sitting behind me. And this 14, 15-year-old boy, he played an amazing piece of piano music. And after he had played, he went back to his seat, which was a few rows behind me. And then, of course, there was an announcement by the moderator that this program is over, thanking everybody for being there. And so I got up and I decided to see where that kid was sitting, the kid who played last, whose surname I recognized. So when I went back in the very last row, I saw the kid's mom, his two brothers, his dad, and then sitting alongside them was this friend of mine, Sonu, former friend of mine. And so I went up to him and I said, "Hey, Sonu, I'm Abdul." And he goes to me like, "You have to remind me, what's your name?" I said, "I'm Abdul." And he says, "Where do you live?" I said, "Remember the hot tub and the walks?" And he said, "Abdul, I'm sorry, I don't remember any of it." and I got a shock of my life. And I've been thinking about it for since that event. And I told myself he wasn't, he was losing memory. He was losing that function gradually more and more and more. And I didn't figure it out. I thought he was just, blowing his own trumpet that I've read so many books and I know what I'm saying, but I don't remember the source. And so I came home on that Saturday morning. It was probably afternoon by that time. And I really felt bad about the way things went, the way we parted. There was no follow-up. I mean, he would get so angry, even when I asked him, at the slightest, not provocation, but when I asked him something and he could not recall the information I was asking him. I feel really bad, and I will be cautious next time. I just want to say that life is so unpredictable. Life is so unpredictable. There are sometimes people behave in the way they behave because we can't see what they're going through. And because I met him after a couple of years, again, he was gone from being an articulate speaker, somebody you could hold a conversation with, to somebody who had almost totally lost all memory. And so I just want to say that there are all these kinds of issues that we are facing as a human race. I hear that Alzheimer's is an epidemic world around. And I'm not suggesting my friend Sonu has Alzheimer's, but his symptoms seem to indicate that either he's got dementia or he's going through full-blown Alzheimer's. I will end now by saying that going forward, I'm going to be a little bit considerate of how people react and especially seniors, especially those that are beyond 70 years of age. I am 78 now. I feel blessed that I was able to enjoy Sonu's company for the 2 years. Occasionally we went out for a meal or a coffee, and we had, most of the time we had a good time. It was only on those few times that he would talk about his meditation and, how he sees things differently from the way I see it, and then I would question him a little bit more, and he would panic. So thank you so much for coming to Conversations with Abdul. My name is Abdul, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe to it so that I can share with you life experiences and I can see your comments if you have any comments, and then we can maybe make it a conversation. And even when I talk about it, my heart is heavy. I feel heavy in my heart that I cannot pick up the phone now and say, hey, Sonu, how about a walk today? Because Sonu is different now. I don't know where he lives. I know he's moved away from living in the other tower in my complex. But with the way he's struggling with his memory, he cannot be living on his own. So as we all move forward, hopefully we'll have a healthy life, and hopefully we can keep our bodies and our minds healthy by practicing the right kind of exercises, by eating right, and doing everything that we feel we know to keep us healthy. But there are no guarantees. I am blessed that I'm able to do this video today, to share this with you. It's a very sunny day out there. I thank you again for talking to me on Conversations with Abdul. I look forward to meeting you another time very soon. Thank you so much, and bye for now.